Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to another video. This is Tifosi Culture TV and I'm your host Hotshot, and today we are going to be previewing one of Germany's hotly contested rivalries, one that is steeped in modern history and success. It is that one game where every Bayern Munich and Dortmund fan mark on their calendars. They want to win this game at all costs. This derby has been contested in the Bundesliga, the DFB Pokal, and even in a Champions League final. Some players have even crossed the divide. Robert Lewandowski, Mario Götze, Emre Can, Mats Hummels, to name a few. And some more players could even cross in the future. Yes, it is the Klassiker, and we've got you covered. We are going to be talking about everything from the players to the managers, tactics, predicted lineups, and also give our predictions. And if you stick around to the end, we're going to be doing a little analysis of Erling Haaland and Robert Lewandowski. So without any further ado, let's get into it. It is the Klassiker this weekend, and we're going to talk about Bayern and Dortmund's incredible rivalry in this video. So I've got on this video a very cool and very special panel of guests with me. So please give them a warm welcome. So first and foremost, representing the home team, Bayern Munich, we have Karthik. So hi Karthik, how are you, bro?
Hi.
How's it going?
Hi, I'm alright. Hope everyone is alright as well.
Yeah. So we put this question forth for every new person coming onto the show. So who's been your favorite all-time Bayern Munich player?
All time, it has to be Philipp Lahm because he was one of the best right backs, and he was a prominent member, the captain of the Bayern squad when I started watching.
Brilliant player, one of the best fullbacks, best defensive midfielders, and I think you've got his second coming in the form of Josip Akiewicz. So you guys have been pretty lucky. So representing the away team from BVB India, a really good friend of mine. So Neil, welcome to the channel. How are you? How's it going?
Yeah, it's going pretty well. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no issues. The pleasure's all mine. So yeah, same question to you. Who's been your favorite all-time Dortmund favorite player?
Well, when Dortmund were winning the Champions League, I wasn't born. So regarding the players who play now, my all-time favorite has been Marco Reus and Lukas Piszczek.
Awesome,
I think I do not mention anything else about Marco Reus and his loyalty regarding our club. And Lukas Piszczek is also the similar kind of player.
Yeah. Lukas Piszczek is still playing, right, for you guys?
Yeah, but he will retire at the end of the season.
Yeah. So a legend's retirement is in store for him. Am I right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So first things first, we're going to talk about the derby. For you guys, it's not a traditional derby in the sense that it is a locational rivalry or a cultural, political rivalry like most other derbies, I should say. So tell me the importance of this derby for you guys. Karthik, I'll start with you.
This derby, this Der Klassiker matchup has been really exciting to watch it unfold each and every season. And more often than not, it usually is a pivotal decider for where the title ends up in the last decade mostly. There are a lot of amazing matchups like the drama in 2011-12.
Yeah. You guys even faced each other in a Champions League final, so it's mad what Neil said. So it's really been a rivalry based on success and trophies. You guys have been competing for the Bundesliga title, the Pokal, and even the Champions League final. So Neil, what are your thoughts on this amazing rivalry, this of the Der Klassiker?
Yeah, as you mentioned, the rivalry isn't like the location-based rivalry or political-based. It's more like who will end up with the title at the end of the season. More of the category of El Clasico. like the two best teams in the nations fighting for the title, and that's why the people are put it the name of a rivalry like their Klassiker. Like in back in the day in 1970, 80, when Borussia Mönchengladbach was the biggest team after Bayern, or even a bigger team than Bayern, then the match between Gladbach and Bayern used to be called the Der Klassiker. And then when the 90s came and Dortmund became the second best team after Bayern, so the consistency is that Bayern is the best team. The second best team keeps changing. So
Yeah.
then the Der Klassiker became a match between Dortmund and Bayern.
Karthik, starting with you, this has to be a must-win game for Bayern Munich because you guys, RB Leipzig are like down on, they are hot on your heels. They are waiting for a slip-up from Bayern Munich, and you guys need to win this game. And what better game to win than winning against your rivals in this Der Klassiker? So, what do you feel about this game, Karthik? So, this has to be a must-win game, right?
It is indeed a must-win game. The Leipzig are only 2 points behind us, so they are waiting for a slip-up from Bayern, which which shouldn't be handed to them by any means. They play Freiburg away, but you must expect them to win if they are to challenge for the title at the end of the season. So even a draw could result in forfeiting our advantage at the top.
Yeah, and Neil, you guys have to win because Dortmund have been had a very rocky season. Lucien Favre has got sacked, and now you've got Edin Terzic, and you've even Lucien Favre's replacement sorted out in Marco Rose. So tell me, this game, you guys are currently 5th. If you win this game, you will overtake Frankfurt and go up to 4th. So this game is a must, not only in trying to stop your rivals from winning the Bundesliga, but also trying to get a place in the Champions League next season, because that is very key for you guys, because you will need to get Champions League football to keep your star players. Am I right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And like the purple patch of form that we have hit currently under Terzic, which started after the Hoffenheim game, starting with the Sevilla game in the Champions League, it couldn't have come at a better time. Like, this is the time when there is the Champions League match, there was the Pokal game against Gladbach, and then there is the Der Klassiker. So it was just like the perfect time for hitting a good run of form. And credit is where it is due. Edin Terzic was pretty underwhelming when he began the season after taking over from Favre, and there were already talks like, can Marco Rose already take over? But Terzic has completely turned the team around with a change of formation, and we are doing pretty well here. Whatever he is doing right now, everything is working, and that's like too lucky, I guess. So I will we'll see what happens against the biggest team.
It looks like he's been really stepping up. Immediately once Dortmund announced that Marco Rose is going to be the new head coach, so he's trying to at least secure a job for next season, probably in some other Bundesliga club. That's what I feel. So yeah. Coming to you, Karthik, you guys have had a pretty decent start as usual. Bayern Munich, the unstoppable juggernaut, brilliant in the Champions League, brilliant in the league. But then in the last 2 games, you've been struggling a bit. So you guys have been missing a lot of key players. Muller has been diagnosed with COVID, GORETZKA as well. So will their arrival into the squad be a huge boost for this game?
We saw in the game versus Frankfurt when GORETZKA came on for the second half. He revitalized the entire game, winning important duels in the midfield, winning those balls and setting up others. He improved the game quite a lot, even though we couldn't secure the win there. And then versus Lazio, we could see GORETZKA started the game, and the first half was very brilliant. And also, same with Muller, he assisted a couple of seconds after he came on versus the MULLER-Lewandowski connection was pretty evident, even though they had a short break of 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. So, and for you, same question to you, Neil. Now Muller and GORETZKA have come in and they've been a huge boost for Bayern. But for you guys, Sancho has been on a wane in form, but now suddenly he's just turned this up. So how crucial will he be to put a win over Bayern Munich?
Yeah, I mean, Jadon Sancho has always, whenever he has played, he has been, like ended up as a game changer. The things didn't work quite well at the beginning
Yeah.
of the season, or rather the first half of the season. That was due to all the media pressure and all that was on his head. Then, like he actually mentioned in the post-match conference after the Gladbach game that he has like meditating and then waking up at 5 a.m., running, hitting the gym more, like working on himself, and that's pretty much it. That's how he became. That's how he came back in form, and it's been a blessing for us.
Dortmund have to be taken seriously because they just won an incredible game in the Pokal this week against Monchengladbach. So you guys must be going into a lot of confidence, am I right? In form, in confidence. Tell me about that.
Yeah, we are pretty much confident, but the thing is that against Bayern, nothing works quite well, especially when we visit the Allianz. I think the thing that actually could help us this time, that is, if I take into account the performances in the Allianz after Lucien Favre took over, the first time we visited the Allianz, we lost 5-0. But that was when BVB were actually top of the table and Bayern was chasing us. And then we lost 5-0. The next season, when we visited Allianz, Niko Kovac, the Bayern coach, has been sacked. It was Hansi Flick's first game, and then we got 4-0. So the thing is that in both the games, we were the favorites going into the game, and we were like obliterated. But recently in the TFL Super Cup, when Bayern have already won the treble, I mean, they're like huge favorites. Nobody was giving us a chance, but we were actually the better team in Allianz. So I think the underdog tag suits us pretty well, and it is going to be the same this time around.
Yeah.
So I am actually optimistic.
So coming to you, Karthik, you guys have had a lot of injury crisis as well. Like Nabri has been out injured. Benjamin Pavard, I don't know if he'll be fit for the game, but I think you guys will know that better than me. So talk to me about your injury news. Like give me an injury update.
I saw that Benji has started individual training and should resume team training tomorrow. So he should be an option for the Klassiker. But I feel like Sula will retain his spot after he was really good in the last couple of games. And then we obviously had GORETZKA come back a couple of weeks last week, and MULLER Gnabry came on as a sub against Köln, and they seem to have had a good response to the enforced rest they got those 2 weeks. We should be missing Tolisso, unfortunately, and I'm not really sure about Niansu's injury. I don't think he's there, and also Costa isn't fit to come back into the team yet, I believe.
Neil, any injury news from your side? Because you've got Witsel out, Delaney out, Akanji out, so a lot of injured players for you as well.
Yeah, injuries have hit us very hard. Like Delaney is not out, but Manuel Akanji has been like the best defender is this season, and then he's suddenly out, and like we are stuck with Emre Can, who is actually a midfielder at centre back, pairing with Hummels. And the worst news that actually has come from the BVB camp right now, that Jadon Sancho and Rafael Guerreiro can miss actually the game, which is like huge, because
that's
Sancho has been like hitting the purple patch. Like I don't need to say anything else about it, but Rafael Guerreiro, our left back, he has been quietly like the best attacking left back along with Alphonso Davies for the last 2 seasons. And like he had to be subbed off after 5 minutes in the Pokal game, and Sancho had to be subbed off immediately after the goal. So I don't know what is going to happen. I hope they make it in time. And also I think we will be pretty much exhausted because we had the Pokal game during Wednesday, and then there is the Klassiker on Saturday. On the other hand, Bayern didn't have to play any Pokal game because they were already out. So that's like on paper we are already back. We already have our backs against the wall.
You're starting this game at a huge disadvantage.
Yeah.
Karthik, how will Bayern approach this game? Now we're going to the meat of the matter. How will Hansi Flick? You guys won in the first game. In the first leg. So how will Hansi Flick Will he change anything like due to the injury list? Will he try to do something different, or will he stick to the same basic principles?
The thing we have seen most of our fancies, he makes small tweaks, but not extremely major changes. Like he himself mentioned a couple of times, he makes small tweaks in the automatisms as such. And I think that we should be going with the same 4-2-3-1 formation and the intense pressing high up, and then maybe hoping to keep the game in control and conserve a bit of energy later afterwards.
Yeah. Neil, will Edin Terzic? I think Lucien Favre took charge of the last game, right? The previous with the first leg. So this is Edin Terzic's first game against Bayern. So he will want to put the record straight. He will want to start his first game against Bayern off with a win. So what do you think? How will Terzic approach this game?
I think most teams who actually want to defeat Bayern approach the game pretty similar way, because Bayern will always play a high line with Boateng and Alaba as the center back duo, and actually both of them are pretty slow in comparison to Haaland or Sancho. So they will absolutely exploit that. I have no concern regarding that, but the person who actually is behind them, Manuel Neuer, he pops out of nowhere whenever someone is actually running with the ball behind the goal line. Like the ultimate epitome of sweeper keeper. It happened in the DFL Super Cup, I remember. Erling Haaland, he was like the huge prospect and everything. He was already running miles ahead of Boateng and Alaba, and then suddenly from out of nowhere, Neuer pops out, and not even near the penalty box, but near the center line, and then he tackles Haaland and takes the ball. So I think that's something which is going to be very difficult. Other than that, I think we are not going to have much of the ball position against Bayern. So we will be looking forward to doing the counter attacks.
Yeah. Karthik, like Neil mentioned, the high line is something which is a key weakness in Bayern's huge defensive armor. Out of the impossible task of trying to beat Bayern, there is that one hope that they have on a high line and it can be exploited with pace. So will that be an incredible weakness in that Bayern squad?
I like I have read Flick say, the high line can be mainly classified as one of our strengths. It helps us with the high pressure, winning the ball in the midfield, high up the pitch, and attacking straight away, catching the opposition off guard. Of course, it has its disadvantages, like being caught out occasionally. Especially that can happen when the players are a bit slow in the midfield. When they lose a bit of concentration, the high line can be beaten. But we have a pretty strong, intimidating goalkeeper like Neuer to sweep up those loose balls and stop those attacks. So I feel like it is a weakness, and also it's a strength. It's a double-edged sword.
Neil, any weaknesses that Bayern can exploit in your team? So you got a lot of injuries, a lot of key players missing. What does Bayern have to do to try to get a goal, try to get as many goals as possible?
Against Bayern, I think the whole team could be a weakness if they are on form and everything. Every team in Europe, I think, had a taste of that last season. Like Barcelona or even Chelsea or Tottenham, everyone had a taste of that. If Bayern are maintaining their juggernaut momentum, and then I think every team, the whole team is a weakness. But if I have to point out one or two, I think the same problem that Bayern has, we also have, because we also maintain a high line, and because of the pressure, because of pressing high. And the thing was, what helped with the high line was that Manuel Akanji is actually one of the fastest center backs in the Bundesliga. Yeah. But with him missing, Matt Summers is the slowest player in the entire Bundesliga. So I don't see him chasing, or even Rafael Guerrero, or even the Matthew Morey, or even Emre Can. Nobody is that fast. So
Yeah.
I don't see them chasing Alphonso Davies, Kingsley Coman, or Leroy Sané. So I don't know how Terzic will approach this game because that's going to be very difficult.
Yeah. This is Terzic's first game against Bayern, so we won't know how we've not seen anything from Terzic against Bayern. We'll have to wait and see regarding that. So, Karthik, what are your key matchups? Where do you think the game will be won and lost? The key battles of this game.
The key matchup, I must say, is absolutely the midfield battle. Whoever wins the ball high up, if Dortmund win it, they can set off one of their fast attackers like Sancho or Haaland on a quick counter, and it will be up to Neuer or even Fonsi to catch up and foil that. So I feel like the midfield battle is the key back part, especially with Muller's high organization of their front line, and GORETZKA and Kimmich. They should be the one of the most crucial.
Apart from Lewandowski, you're saying Muller is a key player for your team. Is a player to watch out for from there.
Absolutely, Muller is always a key player to watch when Bayern play. He coordinates the pressing and he frees up space for other attackers, and he also knows to find anyone on the pitch with an accurate cross or a pass.
Neil, why do you think the game will be won and lost? What are your key matchups?
Yeah, as Kartik mentioned, the midfield battle is going to be the key. I think Terzic switched the midfield from, like, our formation used to be 4-2-3-1, but Terzic switched it up in the Sevilla game with 4-3-3, and it's paying dividends. The inclusion of Mahmoud Dahoud has been like a blessing in disguise. Like, Mahmoud Dahoud was an incredibly talented player, but he never got the chance. And now that he's getting the chance, he has suddenly become undroppable. He's like shooting from out of the box, and he's scoring, and then he's finding those killer passes, and he's like exploiting everything. So I think he is going to be the key, because since we are not going to end up with more of the ball possession, so whenever we get the ball, the distribution needs to be on point, and I think Mahmoud Dahoud will help that. Other than that, our goalkeeper Marvin Hitz has to play a key role, because against Bayern you are always going to concede 10 or 15 shots. And Marco Reus, I think he isn't in the best of his form, but he has actually hit pretty much good form in the recent 4 matches. He has ended up with 4 assists in 4 games. And he's actually the person with the most goals against Manuel Neuer. So I always think he's going to step up. Like, I don't need to mention HAALAND, or like, those are pretty obvious.
Karthik, predicted lineups. Go.
Of course. My predicted lineup would be Neuer in goal, obviously. So I think that Sule will maintain his position as right back, since Pavard has just started individual training and only starting team training tomorrow. So he needs a bit of time to catch up, get back to match fitness, and also Sule has been quite brilliant going forward, and also making some key tackles and interceptions to win the ball back. So that leaves Boateng and Alaba as the CB pairing, I think, because I don't think Hansi will feel two left-footed centre-backs with Alaba and Lucas, and I don't see Alaba getting dropped either, because he's a crucial part to Flick's, the way Flick sets his team up. And Fonsi will be the right back, as he's also regaining his form, coming back to his the best we saw last season. And midfield should be a trio of Kimmich, Goretzka with and Muller playing quite a bit forward with a wing duo of, I think Sané might keep his position as a right winger, as he's getting back to his old form as well. And then Coman was rested for the last game, so he should be back to fitness. And the striker Lewandowski.
Yeah. Neil, your 11.
Yeah, I think Edin Terzic doesn't like to rotate that much. I think the same team is going to play what we fielded during the Pokal. That's Marvin Hitz in goal, and then if Rafael Guerrero doesn't make it, then it's Nico Schulz at left back, Mats Hummels, Emre Can, and Matthew More. And then the midfield is of Thomas Delaney, Jude Bellingham, Mahmoud Dahoud, and the front three of Reus, Haaland, Sancho. I think Edin Terzic could do a thing which could actually like make a big impact. That is to switch Bellingham for Brandt. I think Brandt has been like in very terrible form, but we all know that he is really talented and he can actually pick those balls up. And since we are not going to end up with that much cohesion, I think the 17-year-old against Bayern would be a big risk. So I would rather keep Brandt instead of Bellingham in the lineup.
Yeah, that's a good idea because, like you mentioned, putting a 17-year-old in one of the most key derbies is something that could backfire for Edin Terzic. So we'll have to wait and see regarding that. Let's go to your final predictions. What is your prediction, Karthik?
I feel like it will be a one goal victory for. I'm predicting a Bayern win, mostly a 2-1 victory. I say.
Okay, 2-1. And Neil?
Yeah, I would predict a 3-2 victory for Dortmund.
3-2. Yeah, like the last victory you guys
Yeah,
had.
yeah.
So,
This is the most common result in Bayern
that's
Dortmund
only.
matchups.
I mean, one thing's for sure with you guys, it's never like a 1-0 or a 1-1. It has to be like a 3-2 or some like a huge scoring.
High scoring.
It's always high scoring regarding when it comes to Bayern and Dortmund. So it's a really attacking game, really exciting game. So I'm really excited to see what's in store for this game. And the attackers, we held off on them for a little bit, but we have to talk about them. It is Lewandowski versus Haaland. This will be the key battle. So, Karthik, what are your thoughts on this Lewandowski and Haaland debate? Like, what do you think? Like, do you think Haaland is the next successor to Lewandowski's crown as the best number 9?
Haaland's potential is actually quite scary, and Dortmund have quite a player in the squad. Right now, Lewandowski is arguably the best player in the world. Haaland could inherit that crown of being the best number 9. Of course, that could happen. And right now, I feel like Lewandowski versus Haaland. It's always about the service they will get. Lewandowski, as you know, has quite a bond with MULLER and also sets up chances.
Yeah, Anil, you have the pleasure of having Lewandowski and Haaland as well play for your club. So, yeah, for 2 seasons. So, what do you think? Do you think Haaland and Lewandowski are somewhat similar, or are they completely different, 2 different strikers?
Like based on the finishing, I think they're quite similar, but I think the playing styles are quite different. Like Haaland is more of the direct striker. Like you give the ball through to him, he's going to run at 35 kilometers per hour and then take the ball and smash it on the goal. Like he's pretty much like that. But Lewandowski, I mean, he's just the complete striker. Man, he can do like all. He can do all. Like he sets up his teammates, like Karthik mentioned. He can take the ball, come deep and take the ball and help in build up. And then he can also press. He also presses quite high. And that's all. Like, what a player to have in your team like that. And to think that he left for free from us, that's like very much hurtful.
Yeah, it's heartbreak. But
Haaland could actually develop. I don't think he can actually match Lewandowski right now. But considering that he is doing this much like attacking output at 20 years old, I think he can pretty much catch up with him.
Yeah, because the thing is that people already are top European clubs have set their eyes on Haaland, and even the same clubs in the Bundesliga might also be setting their eyes on Haaland as a potential Lewandowski replacement. So, what do you think? Do you think that Haaland will move, if at all he moves? How important is getting that Champions League spot in keeping Haaland for another year or potentially a couple of years down the line?
Yeah, as you said, the Champions League qualification is all. Like, I don't think if we are playing in the Europa, either of Haaland or Sancho is going to stay.
Yeah.
But I think Erling Haaland is pretty much loving it here. So I don't see him leaving next year or even until his contract gets over. I don't think he's going to leave. He's going to. He has already mentioned that they're always trying to make us win titles. So if he can win us title, that's going to be good. But I don't think he's going to Bayern. But I think there are only 2 or 3 clubs that can end up with Erling Haaland. So
his agent came out that Bayern can afford him, but they won't bid for him. Am I right? Karthik, Reola came out and said that.
Not
Yeah.
with Lewandowski developing each year and Muller being integral, so it wouldn't work. Neither of them can rotate, so it wouldn't make sense to go for Haaland.
No, the thing was, people always kept this idea that Haaland will be the potential successor to Lewandowski at Bayern, but Lewandowski doesn't look like he's slowing down. So why would he even want to look for a replacement for the next 2 or 3 years? I mean, he's still putting up insane numbers. It's like he's reversing aging backwards. He's becoming younger and younger every season, and he's still putting up insane numbers. So I don't know why you would want to start looking for Lewandowski replacements so soon into his career. So yeah,
he's an insane athlete, so I don't think he's regressing in the next couple of years. So the timing doesn't quite fit.
Yeah. So yeah, any final words you guys want to talk about the derby and anything? Any final words you guys want to say?
I really think that this match will be a quite an interesting matchup, both tactically and on an attacking basis. Both teams tend to be really attacking, so we can expect goals in this, especially since it's in the Allianz. They tend to be goals.
Yeah, Neil?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a treat for the viewers, like the neutral viewers. It always has been a treat for the neutral viewers, but like the non-neutral viewers are always getting heart attacks. That's all. So I just hope that Dortmund can actually come up with a win, and like that would be huge for like as a mental boost and also on the position in the table. I think that's going to be huge. So I just like to trust Terzic to do the job. That's all.
Yeah, 100%. And so I think we've covered everything we wanted to cover. So thank you so much, Karthik. And thank you so much, Neil, for coming onto the show. It's been a real pleasure to have you. And I definitely want you guys to come back on the show more often and talk about Bayern and Dortmund. Yeah.
I had a lot of fun interacting with you too.
Yeah, thank you so much, Karthik and Neil.
Yeah, thanks for having me. As Karthik said, like I actually have been doing another podcast just before this show, and like this has been a really fun session. Like, I really enjoyed it. And I
really
love
hope
you invite me again.
Yeah. So Karthik, Neil, anything you guys want to talk about, like your fan club, Bayern fan club, or your social media handles? You want to tell something like that?
Okay, thank you. My Twitter handle is Karthik64. Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm active. I don't really use it.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at NillohitS. That's where I'm active. Like Karthik, I only do Twitter. And I'm actually part of Yellow Wall India, the Dortmund fan club in India.
Yeah.
So they also have a Twitter handle, so you can also check that.
And thank you so much for listeners for tuning in. If you like this video, please make sure to drop a like. Do comment below your score predictions and do subscribe if you're new to the channel. So until next time, this is me, Hotshot, along with Karthik and Neil signing out. Peace.